And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and I'm really excited today to be talking to you about Firenze. This is a game that's been out of print for a bit, and Quined Games brought it back in print. I really like this game. I've already reviewed it in the past, but because there's a new edition out, I want to talk about it again. This is a building tower game that I love a lot. That's spoilers, I guess. Here's how it plays. So here's a little bit of how the board is set up. You're going to randomly place some scrolls, which are going to block off some of these. You also have random 1, 2, 3, and 4 of these Roman numeral balconies put out. You're going to pick one random number 1 and put it out, and a number 2. So the board's going to have some variety in how it's set up at the beginning of the game. Each player is going to get a construction site in front of them. This is where you'll be building your different towers, and you're going to get a bunch of seals of your color. So let's say I'm the yellow player, I'd get the yellow seals, and you'll get some blocks to start with based on turn order. These blocks will go in your storehouse. On your turn, the first thing that you will do is you will pick one of these cards. You are required to take a card out here, and whatever that card says, you will do whatever that is. So maybe this botch here, like, oh, I want to take a botch. I'll pick one tower and put one brick from that tower in the pouch. Hey, I don't have any towers, so that's a good one to take. I'm going to take this one. But this means I have to pay one brick. Well, okay, I'll pay one brick, and I'll place it on this one here. If I took this card, I have to pay 3 bricks, and I have to put 1 brick on each of these. So if you don't want a particular card that exists, and in this case, I don't mind taking this one, but this would have been bad later on. You skip over it, but eventually there'd be so many blocks on it. When you take a card, you get all those blocks. You then take the card and do whatever it says. In this case, it's an immediate action, happens right away. The other cards are going to slide down, and a new one is going to come out. We'll then grab 4 blocks from the supply, random, a bag of blocks, and put them here. Now, after players have done that, they can start building in front of them. You're also, let's say, I really want this red brick here. I could take that red brick there, but I would have to put 3 of my own bricks there in exchange to take that red brick. I probably wouldn't do that. Then you can build towers in front of you. You're allowed to build 2 tower pieces for free. If you build more than that, you're going to have to pay extra bricks back to the bags. If I want to put 6 tower pieces out, that's fine, but I got to pay 10 other tower pieces. It's a very rare thing. But maybe if you want to do 4, you have to pay 3 other bricks. And you just start putting them here in front of you. Each turn, I can keep adding to the same tower. If I don't add a brick to a tower on a turn, then it's going to be destroyed. Half the bricks go back in the bag, the other half go to my storehouse. So usually you want to make sure you have some bricks to add to a tower, or that, in this case, I could build all 3 of these. I'd have to pay 1 brick to the bank because 3 would cost me 1. And now I have a 3 red tower. So I look at the board, and building a 3 red tower gives me 2 victory points. I'll put my yellow scroll here to show that I finished that tower. And now no one else can build a level 3 red tower. And that's how the game's going to be. And I'll throw these bricks back in the bag. The higher you build, obviously, the more points you are going to get. Balconies basically give more points. Normally a 5 yellow will give 4 points. In this case, a 5 yellow gets 7 points. But you have to build the balconies in Roman numeral order. So I'd have to build this 5 yellow before someone could build the 6 blue, before someone could build the 7 white, before someone could build the 7 red. Also, the first person to build a 5, 6, 7, or 8 tower is going to take these tokens, which are also going to give bonus points. So this deck is full of all sorts of cards. As you take these cards, some of them are people that you can keep in your hand and use. Some are just points. This one's worth 3 points at the end of the game. Although there's also cards in here that are worth negative points. Again, you probably don't want those, but after a while it's going to have a lot of bricks on it. Cards can mess with other people, take bricks with other people. There's buildings that you can put in front of you. There are cards that you will place on the board that will change the rules of the game slightly. So there's a lot of different cards that are in this game, and they're going to keep coming out. There's 10 starting cards that will always be shuffled on top of the rest and come out. But players are slowly going to be getting these cards and grabbing piles of bricks along with them. As soon as someone puts their last seal on the board, then the game ends. That person who caused the end of the game is going to get an extra 5 victory points. And then everyone gets one last turn. Whoever has the most in each tower is going to get this majority bonus at the top. You will get points for all the things you've built. By the way, you'll be keeping track of those with score around the outside of the board. And then all the celebration cards that you have collected over the course of the game that might cause you to gain or lose points will be revealed. And whoever has the most points is the winner of the game. So a really nice cloth bag, nice and stretchy. I know that this sounds weird that I'm like excited about a bag, but usually bags that come with games are bad. This one's a good one. And then these pieces themselves, they're really nice pieces. It's just neat and they stack. They look really good. The board itself has a really cool look to it. I like how these towers grow and they get built. And the cards, yeah, they're a little boring, when looked at, but they have some nice artwork on them. They give kind of that Renaissance feel to it. And then your scrolls and everything. There's not a ton of pieces in this game, but everything does look pretty good. And especially with the towers and your little construction site as you see the towers grow in front of you, it just has a good feel to it. One of the reasons I like the game is the visual appeal, the building of the towers that looks neat. But what I really like about the game is it takes one of my favorite mechanisms and makes it the main point of this game. Take a card, or take a tile, in this case it's a card from a row, along with a bunch of goodies on it, a bunch of bricks on it. But I really want that one has 2 purples. Purple towers are better than the rest, and there's fewer purple bricks in the bag. Yeah, but I take that one, I got to pay 4 other bricks. It might be worth it. Or that one has 3 purple bricks on it, but it's worth -2 points. Is it worth me taking? These aren't like choices that are like, oh, there's so many choices. No, there's 6 choices. Pick one of the cards. Which one do you want? How many bricks are you willing to pay? You can only keep 10 bricks from turn to turn. So, and then all the cards. Now, there is a lot of symbology on the cards. Happily, there are sheets here that tell you exactly what all the cards do. It's just front and back, so you can pass that around between the players. But it's pretty straightforward. And really, you're just building different color towers. Purple bricks are rarer than blue bricks, which are rarer than red, which are rarer than green, which are rarer than yellow, which are rarer than white. The board makes it very clear. Some cards are points. Some cards let you mess with other people. There's a lot of cool things that you can do, but it's very simple. Building your towers is interesting. You build a piece in the tower, you're like, okay, I built a blue piece in my blue tower. I don't have any more blue pieces. I better get a blue piece next turn, because if I can't add to my tower, it's going to get destroyed. Or since I was going to put 2 blue pieces in my tower this turn, I'll only put 1 and save 1 for next turn, because I'm not going to make it bigger this turn. I'm not going to be able to score it. And then when you do make a 4-piece blue tower, do I score that? Or do I add a couple more and score a bigger one later on? Again, these are not complex choices. Firenze is not some big complex game, but it offers really good, satisfying choices, and that's what I like. It looks neat with the towers. It has a lot of fun, almost push your luck aspect to it, and it lets you make fun choices of taking good and or bad cards with lots or little bricks on them, and then using those bricks to build towers. Lots of fun. Highly recommend it. Firenze. Dice Tower Judgment, excellent!